First contact. The vast expanse of space stretched out before Captain Sarah Chen as she stood on the observation deck of the United Earth Defense Station. Her dark eyes, sharp and alert, scanned the stars with a mixture of anticipation and apprehension. Today was the day humanity had been preparing for since they first looked up at the night sky and wondered if they were alone in the universe. A slight vibration ran through the station, and Sarah's hand instinctively went to the communications device on her wrist. The incoming message confirmed what the sensors had already detected. The Zephyrian diplomatic fleet had entered the solar system. "This is it," Sarah muttered to herself, straightening her uniform. As Earth's appointed liaison, the weight of humanity's future rested squarely on her shoulders. She took a deep breath, centering herself as she'd been trained to do in countless simulations. But no simulation could fully prepare her for the reality of first contact. The Zephyrian ships appeared on the horizon, sleek and otherworldly. Their hulls seemed to shimmer with an iridescent light, defying human understanding of physics. Sarah watched in awe as they approached, their movements graceful and precise. "Captain Chen," a voice crackled over the intercom. "The Zephyrian ambassador requests permission to board." "Permission granted," Sarah replied, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. She made her way to the docking bay, her mind racing with protocol and diplomatic procedures. The airlock hissed open, and Sarah found herself face to face with Ambassador Zixtal of the Zephyrian Conclave. The alien stood nearly 8 feet tall, with 4 arms and skin that shimmered like the hull of their ships. Its eyes, 3 of them arranged in a triangle, blinked in rapid succession as it regarded Sarah. "Greetings, Ambassador Zixtal," Sarah said, bowing slightly. "Welcome to Earth. I am Captain Sarah Chen, Earth's liaison for this historic meeting." The ambassador's mouthparts clicked and whirred, and a moment later, a translated voice emerged from a device on its chest. "Greetings, Captain Chen of Earth. We come in peace and with great curiosity about your world." As they walked towards the conference room, Sarah couldn't help but notice the ambassador's gait, a strange, fluid motion that seemed at odds with its towering frame. She made a mental note to avoid any idioms related to walking or standing in their discussions. The first few hours of the meeting went smoothly, with both sides exchanging information about their respective cultures and technologies. However, as they delved into more complex topics, the cultural differences became apparent. "You mean to say," Zixtal clicked, its eyes blinking in rapid succession, "that your species allows individuals to choose their own path in life, without genetic predetermination or coast assignment?" Sarah nodded, realizing this concept was alien to the Zephyrians. "Yes, we believe in free will and personal choice. It's fundamental to our society." The ambassador's skin rippled, a sign Sarah had learned indicated distress or confusion. "But how do you maintain order? How do you ensure each member of your society fulfills their designated function?" It was in moments like these that Sarah's unconventional approach to diplomacy shone. Instead of launching into a lecture on human rights and individual freedom, she decided to take a more relatable approach. "Ambassador, imagine if you had been assigned to be a maintenance worker instead of a diplomat. Would you have been able to represent your people as effectively as you are now?" Zixtal paused, its eyes blinking slowly as it processed this idea. I am not sure. My aptitude for diplomacy was identified early in my development cycle." Sarah pressed on gently. "But what if that aptitude had never been discovered because you were predetermined for a different role? Our system allows individuals to explore their potential and find where they can contribute most effectively to society." The ambassador's skin slowly shifted to a calmer hue. "An intriguing concept. It seems chaotic, but I begin to see the potential benefits." As the negotiations progressed, Sarah's ability to bridge cultural gaps proved invaluable. She found ways to explain human concepts using analogies the Zephyrians could understand, and in turn helped her human colleagues grasp alien ideas that at first seemed incomprehensible. However, Just as it seemed they were making real progress, a crisis threatened to derail everything they had achieved. Alarms blazed throughout the station, and Sarah's communication device lit up with urgent messages. A Zephyrian scout ship, part of the diplomatic fleet, had vanished near Jupiter's orbit. The atmosphere in the conference room instantly became tense. Ambassador Zixtal's skin flashed warning colors, and its translator struggled to keep up with its rapid clicking. "What is the meaning of this? Have you lured us into a trap?" the ambassador demanded, its forearms gesticulating wildly. Sarah raised her hands in a calming gesture. "Ambassador, I assure you we had nothing to do with this. Please, let us investigate together. Transparency is key to building trust between our peoples." For a moment, it seemed as if all their progress would unravel. The Zephyrians huddled together, clicking furiously in their native language. Sarah could see the human officials on the other side of the room, their faces pale with worry. In that crucial moment, Sarah made a decision that would change the course of human-Zephyrian relations. She stepped forward, placing herself between the two groups. "Ambassador Zixtal," she said, her voice firm but empathetic, "I propose we form a joint team to investigate this incident. Your people's superior sensor technology, combined with our knowledge of the solar system's anomalies, could be the key to solving this mystery quickly." The ambassador's eyes focused on Sarah, studying her intently. "You would allow our technology on your ships, share your astronomical data?" Sarah nodded. "Yes, because that's what allies do. They trust each other and work together in times of crisis." There was a tense silence as the ambassador conferred with its advisors. Finally, it turned back to Sarah. "Very well, Captain Chen. We accept your proposal. Let us hope this trust is not misplaced." As they rushed to organize the search party, Sarah felt a glimmer of hope. This crisis, as terrifying as it was, could be the catalyst that truly brought their species together. The joint human-Zephyrian team set out towards Jupiter, an unprecedented cooperation between the two species. As they approached the gas giant, the Zephyrian sensors detected an anomaly that the human instruments had missed, a temporal distortion field. "It appears your scout ship has not been destroyed," Sarah explained to the anxious Zephyrian officers. "It's trapped in a localized time dilation effect. It's a phenomenon we've observed before, but never on this scale." The Zephyrians clicked in astonishment. One of them turned to Sarah. "You've encountered such phenomena before. How did you overcome them?" Sarah smiled. "We haven't yet. But now, with your technology and our experience, we have a real chance of cracking this problem." For the next several hours, humans and Zephyrians worked side by side, combining their knowledge and skills in ways neither had imagined possible. Sarah moved between the groups, facilitating communication and encouraging collaboration. Finally, they devised a plan. Using a combination of Zephyrian phase-shift technology and a human-developed temporal stabilizer, they created a device that could penetrate the distortion field. As they activated the device, the lost Zephyrian ship slowly materialized before them. The rescue was a success, and more importantly, it was a joint victory. Back on the station, the atmosphere had completely transformed. Where there had been suspicion and tension, there was now a sense of camaraderie and mutual respect. Ambassador Zixtal approached Sarah, its skin glowing with a color she hadn't seen before. "Captain Chen," it said, its translator struggling to convey the emotion in its voice. "Your actions today have shown us the true potential of your species. Your adaptability, your willingness to trust, and your innovative thinking are traits we greatly admire." Sarah bowed her head slightly. "Thank you, Ambassador. We have much to admire about your people as well. Your technology, your cosmic understanding, and your willingness to work with us in a crisis have shown us that we have much to learn from each other." As the first day of negotiations came to a close, Sarah looked out at the stars once more. The universe suddenly seemed a little less vast, a little less lonely. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger galactic community, and she had been there to guide them. The path ahead would not be easy. There would be more misunderstandings, more challenges to overcome, but Sarah Chen was ready. With open minds and open hearts, humans and Zephyrians together could face whatever the universe had in store for them. As she turned to leave the observation deck, Sarah couldn't help but smile. The adventure was just beginning. The Galactic Challenge. 6 months had passed since the historic first contact between humanity and the Zephyrians. The successful resolution of the Jupiter incident had paved the way for Earth's probationary membership in the Galactic Council. Captain Sarah Chen, hailed as a hero for her role in the negotiations, now found herself facing a new challenge. The sleek lines of the GCS Harmony, a state-of-the-art vessel designed for interspecies cooperation, gleamed under the artificial lights of the space dock. Sarah stood at attention, her eyes fixed on the ship that would be her home for the foreseeable future. Around her, a diverse crew of humans and aliens bustled about, preparing for their first mission as part of the Galactic Peacekeeping Force. Captain Chen, a gravelly voice called out. Sarah turned to see Admiral Korova, a veteran Zephyrian officer, approaching. "Your crew is assembled and ready for inspection." Sarah nodded, following the Admiral onto the ship. As they walked through the corridors, she marveled at the seamless integration of various alien technologies. It was a testament to what could be achieved when different species worked together. The crew stood at attention in the main hangar bay. Humans stood shoulder to shoulder with Zephyrians, while the crystalline forms of the Lumina floated nearby. Each species brought unique skills and perspectives to the team, but it was Sarah's job to mold them into a cohesive unit. At ease, Sarah called out, her voice carrying across the hangar. "We've been assigned our first mission. The Vortex Empire has been expanding aggressively in the Orion Arm, threatening several peaceful species. Our job is to establish a presence in the region and prevent further encroachment." A ripple of excitement and tension ran through the crew. The Vortex Empire was known for its ruthless tactics and superior firepower. This would be no easy task. As the Harmony departed Earth's solar system, Sarah spent countless hours studying Vortex battle strategies and conferring with her alien officers. The Zephyrians provided invaluable insights into Vortex psychology, while the Lumina's precognitive abilities offered glimpses of possible future confrontations. 3 weeks into their journey, as they approached the contested region of space, the ship's alarms blared to life. "Captain," Lieutenant Rayer, a young human officer, called out. "We're detecting a Vortex battle fleet on an intercept course. They'll be within weapons range in 10 minutes. Sarah's mind raced. They were outgunned and outnumbered. Conventional tactics would lead to certain defeat, but as she looked around at her diverse crew, an idea began to form. "Lieutenant Zax," she called to her Zephyrian tactical officer. "What's the composition of the nearby asteroid field?" Zax's eyes blinked rapidly as he analyzed the data. "Primarily silicates and metals, Captain, some with high concentrations of rare earth elements." Sarah nodded, a plan crystallizing in her mind. "Perfect. Here's what we're going to do." As the Vortex fleet approached, the Harmony appeared to be making a desperate run for the asteroid field. The Vortex commander, sensing easy prey, ordered his ships to pursue. What happened next would be studied in tactical academies across the galaxy for years to come. As they entered the asteroid field, the Harmony suddenly cut its engines. In the same instant, the Lumina crew members began to glow intensely, their crystalline bodies amplifying and redirecting the ship's energy emissions. The asteroids around them came to life, their rare earth elements resonating with the modulated energy. To the Vortex sensors, it appeared as if they were suddenly surrounded by a fleet of ships emerging from hiding. Confusion reigned in the Vortex fleet. Their tight formation, ideal for overwhelming a single target, now left them vulnerable and unable to maneuver effectively in the asteroid field. Sarah's voice rang out clear and confident. "All hands, execute Operation Phantasm." The Harmony darted between asteroids with impossible agility, thanks to the Zephyrian inertial dampeners. Holographic projectors, augmented by luminar light manipulation, created convincing images of Allied ships attacking from multiple vectors. In the chaos, the Vortex ships began firing at shadows and each other. Their once feared battle fleet was reduced to a disorganized mess in a matter of minutes. As the dust settled, Sarah opened a channel to the Vortex flagship. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the Galactic Peacekeeping Force. Your fleet is in disarray, and you are surrounded. Stand down and withdraw from this region immediately, or face the consequences." There was a long pause before the Vortex commander responded, his voice a mixture of rage and disbelief. "Impossible. How did you? This isn't overhuman." The Vortex fleet retreated, leaving behind a stunned but victorious Harmony crew. As the adrenaline of battle faded, Sarah looked around the bridge. Humans, Zephyrians, and Lumina alike wore expressions of amazement and pride. They had faced a superior force and emerged victorious, not through brute strength, but through creativity, cooperation, and the unique abilities each species brought to the table. Admiral Korova approached Sarah, his normally stoic features betraying a hint of admiration. "Captain Chen, I must confess I had my doubts when the Council assigned a human to lead this mission. But what you achieved today, it was unprecedented." Sarah smiled, feeling a swell of pride, not just for herself, but for her entire crew. "Thank you, Admiral. But this victory belongs to all of us. Each member of this crew played a crucial role." News of the Harmony's victory spread quickly through the Galactic Council. What had been seen as a token human presence in the peacekeeping force was now recognized as a valuable asset. Humanity's adaptability, combined with their ability to think outside conventional strategies, brought a new dimension to galactic peacekeeping efforts. In the weeks that followed, the Harmony continued its mission in the Orion Arm. They mediated disputes between species, provided humanitarian aid to worlds affected by vortex aggression, and stood as a symbol of what could be achieved through interspecies cooperation. Sarah found herself not just leading a crew, but bridging cultural gaps and fostering understanding between vastly different forms of life. It was challenging work, but deeply rewarding. One evening, as she stood in the observation deck, watching the stars streak by, Sarah reflected on how far humanity had come in such a short time. From a species confined to their own solar system, that had become key players in a vast galactic community. Lieutenant Rhea joined her at the window. "Credit for your thoughts, Captain," Sarah chuckled. Just thinking about our place in all this, she gestured to the star-filled vista before them. "A year ago, we didn't even know for certain that alien life existed. Now look at us." Rhea nodded thoughtfully. "It's pretty incredible. But you know what impresses me most? It's not the advanced tech or the alien worlds. It's how you've led us, Captain. You've shown that humanity has something unique to offer the galaxy." Sarah raised an eyebrow. "Oh, and what's that?" "Adaptability," Rhea replied without hesitation. "The way you combine Zephyrian tech with Lumina abilities and human ingenuity to outwit the vortex, that's something special. We don't just adopt alien technologies. We find new ways to use them that even their inventors hadn't considered." Sarah pondered this. It was true that humanity's greatest strength had always been its ability to adapt, to find creative solutions to seemingly insurmountable problems. In the vastness of space, faced with technologies and life forms beyond their wildest imaginations, this trait had served them well. "You're right," Sarah said finally. "But we can't become complacent. The galaxy is vast, and I'm sure there are challenges out there that we can't even imagine yet." As if on cue, the ship's alarms began to blare. Sarah and Rhea rushed to the bridge, where a holographic display showed a massive energy signature unlike anything they'd encountered before. Admiral Korova's voice was grim as he reported, "Captain, we're detecting a spatial anomaly of unprecedented scale. Several planets in nearby systems have gone dark. The Council is calling all available ships to investigate." Sarah took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders as she faced this new, unknown threat. Well, Prue, it looks like we've got another chance to show the galaxy what humanity can do. Set a course for the anomaly. Whatever's out there, we'll face it together. As the Harmony changed course, heading towards the mysterious threat, Sarah couldn't help but feel a mix of fear and excitement. This was why they had come into space, to explore, to discover, and to protect. Whatever lay ahead, she knew that the diverse crew of the Harmony, with their unique blend of skills and perspectives, was ready to face it. The stars streaked by faster as the ship accelerated, carrying them towards their next great adventure in the cosmic ocean. The human factor. The GCS Harmony dropped out of faster-than-light travel with a shudder, the vast emptiness of space giving way to a scene of cosmic devastation. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge, her eyes wide as she took in the holographic display before her. Where once there had been a thriving star system, now there was only chaos. Planets had been wrenched from their orbits, some cracked open like cosmic eggs. The star at the center of the system pulsed erratically, its color shifting in ways that defied known astrophysics. By the eternal void, Admiral Korova whispered, his normally stoic Zephyrian features contorted in shock. What could have caused this? Sarah's mind raced, analyzing the data flooding in from the Harmony's advanced sensors. Lieutenant Zax scanned for any unusual energy signatures. Rhea, check our database for any historical records of similar phenomena. As her crew worked feverishly, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that they were dealing with something far beyond their understanding. The devastation they were witnessing wasn't just a natural disaster, it bore the hallmarks of deliberate action. Captain, Rhea's voice cut through the tension on the bridge. I found something. An ancient Lumina text mentions a similar event occurring over 50,000 years ago. They called it the Awakening of the Cosmic Architect. Before Sarah could respond, Zax interrupted. Energy spike detected. It's coming from the fourth planet, or what's left of it. The holographic display zoomed in on a fractured world. From deep within its broken core, a pulsing light emerged. As they watched, the light coalesced into a form that defied description, part machine, part energy, and somehow alive. Open a channel, Sarah ordered, her voice steady despite the fear gripping her heart. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the Galactic Peacekeeping Force. Identify yourself and state your intentions. For a moment, there was only silence. Then, a voice that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once filled the bridge. It spoke in no language they recognized, yet somehow, they all understood. I am Arxis, the cosmic architect. I have awakened to reshape this flawed universe. The being's words sent chills down Sarah's spine. She glanced at her crew, seeing her own mix of awe and terror reflected in their faces. Arxis, Sarah said, choosing her words carefully. Your actions have caused immense destruction. Countless lives have been lost. Why are you doing this? The cosmic entity seemed to pulse with each word. This universe is imperfect, plagued by entropy and chaos. I was created eons ago to correct these flaws, to impose order on the fundamental forces of reality. Your lives are insignificant in the grand design. Sarah's mind reeled. They were facing an ancient eye of unimaginable power, one that saw the destruction of entire worlds as nothing more than cosmic housekeeping. Conventional weapons would be useless against such a being. They needed to find another way. Admiral, Sarah said, turning to Korova, contact the Council. We need every available ship here now, and get me the Lumina High Seer. If their ancestors encountered this being before, they might have information that could help us. As the Admiral rushed to carry out her orders, Sarah focused on buying time. Arxis, she called out, you speak of imposing order, but from where we stand, all we see is destruction. How can you be sure your actions are leading to a better universe? The cosmic being paused, its form shimmer.